Welcome back, everybody. So you can see today's topic is your investments and the three levels of management. We've been talking about this throughout some of the meetings this year and wanted to talk a little bit about it in this context. To make our points about this, just want to take you back really briefly over the past several years, dating back to the beginning of 2020. If you go back to that time, just a few of the things, about 7 to be exact, that I'm just going to recount for us so we're on the same page to make our point about one of the key levels of management with your money. So what we've seen during that period of time is we saw a 100-year global health crisis in the form of COVID. We saw the values of the great companies of the Standard & Poor's 500 drop by a third in a really short period of time as a result. The deepest post-war recession happened during that period of time. It only lasted 3 months. It only lasted 3 months because a whole bunch of money was printed to put a Band-Aid on the problem. The money printing caused the biggest spike in inflation that we've seen in 40 years. That was followed by the largest and sharpest interest rate spike to fight the inflation ever in our country. And then you also, to top it all off and put a cherry on top of that awful mixture, we end up with China and Russia coming together and with a lot of very aggressive policies. So what did the companies do in light of some of these things? Well, Marriott during COVID ends up furloughing their workers and closing hotels for the simple reason that people weren't traveling at the height of the global health crisis. Russia invades the Ukraine. And what does McDonald's do? They abandon Russia. We had crime breakouts in many major cities. What did the companies do in some of those? Well, in San Francisco, both Whole Foods and Nordstrom closed flagship operations. Walmart at one point had closed about half of their Chicagoland stores due to some of these outbreaks of violence. And in Portland, Oregon, REI, probably the most iconic Portland store company, closed their operations there. Why did they do this? Well, that gets to our third level of management. So we've got 3 levels of management on your money. Our time today is really focusing on the third, and that is this. The boards of directors and the management teams of every company that's owned is actively managing the company to maximize shareholder returns. Part of what they're doing there is they are always moving to preserve shareholder capital, protect it, and then deploy it for growth. This is the challenging part for us all, over time. But over time, as we demonstrate in various ways every year as we visit with all of you, they're really good at doing it. They are really good at protecting, preserving, and deploying capital to grow so that it funds your plans. And this funding of your plans works. We had our 97th household this week where we got to the last one who passed away. I was at a visitation on Monday, and they got to their finish line, that household, in really fine shape. So these things work over time. If you want to talk further about it, as always, reach out and we'll look forward to next time. Take care.